What's up, everybody? So here we are, June 2nd, 2021. I'm Carlos Angelucci, co-founder of RBT. I'm here with my partners, Anthony Lally and James Hergott. And today we want to go over reactions to our initial submissions for the RBT 2021 Summer Challenge. So, Ant, maybe you could talk a little bit about what we've seen so far.
We've seen a lot. I mean, this is our second challenge here at RBT, and so it's been amazing just to watch and witness everybody's videos being submitted. I mean, James gets to see them first, and he sifts through all of them and he sends them to us. And
a lot of good stuff, though, and pretty interesting stuff.
You know, really, people are going all out this second go around, especially the ones that were part of the first challenge. And, you know, people learned a lot from the first challenge. I've seen people just immerse themselves in the world of social media, taking off their shirts, doing things they would never normally do. And just because they're claiming it, they're claiming they're going to lose the weight. They actually were part of the last challenge and lost weight and kind of got their bearings. So some of the second timers are really coming and hitting the ground running. So it's amazing.
People are upping their game, and let's not forget that they have until the 15th of June. So this isn't the cutoff. You guys can still submit, but you got to do it soon because, you know, that time's going to go by fast. But you can see the evolution of this because people saw the videos from the past, saw what other people did. They wanted to outdo them, and they brought a lot of intensity and raw emotion to this, which is what we want to see.
And, you know, a lot of people talk about trauma within these videos. They're not just submitting videos that talk about weight loss and looking better because aesthetically they don't feel that good about themselves or because they have a specific goal. They want to get a summer body or hit the beach. They really talk about some of the things that have sort of like hindered them in the past and in their history. And a lot of it has to do with some serious trauma that they're dealing with. And they look at us at this challenge at Radical Body Transformations as a community that can kind of help them move forward and get them past some of these hurdles and roadblocks. So I think this is, when we talk about it as a transformation challenge, it often gets overlooked that it goes way beyond body composition. There's a lot of psychological impact, a lot of mental stability and things that go into this. And maybe we could show a little bit about that because there's so many challenge participants that submitted stuff and they really opened up to us. So
I love it. Let's dive right into it. I mean, we're watching everybody. We're watching it. So it's so interesting to see. I mean, go for it. What are we opening up here?
Well, you know, first things first, we want to say that there's some people that did it once before and now they're actually doing it again. James, you can see my screen here. Yes,
I can.
Okay.
And one thing too that I've noticed with a lot of people, they learn from the first time because the first time there's people that did it without a coach and they didn't get the progress they wanted. And this time they signed up with an RBT coach, which is a very smart move because it really was a night and day difference between the people that did have a coach and those that didn't. So you're going to see some of those people this time that they came back, they're in it to win it, and they really wanted to bring their best forward, and they saw that the people that had a coach got results.
Well, let's go into the Facebook community group. First of all, one of the latest posts is from Magnum, the CEO of Magnum Nutraceuticals rather, and was a very nice video, a compilation video. He's in it, I'm in it, but more importantly, all the challengers are submitting videos. They're wearing their gear. I mean, look at Constance wearing the blue, matching her nails.
Beautiful.
That printout, you know, she's following instructions, you know, to the T. You pass vegan, New Mexican. She's amazing. She always is wearing RBT gear.
Jessie.
This is the second time. She mentioned that she was thrown off the first time. I think I had posted something about exes and stuff like that. She had talked about something like that happening in her life where she wasn't getting the right kind of support. Nietzsche, you know, incredible guy. This guy wears the RBT gear like a badge of honor. This guy wears it fishing.
He's fishing. He's got the RBT gear on.
And he's pretty good. You know, he's become a real big inspiration for people.
But if you look at his post, right, he's doing a number of things correctly. Number one, he's tagging his coach, he's tagging RBT, he's tagging the challenge. He's doing all the things that he obviously knows from having done it before. He knows what we liked what it is that we were looking for. He knows what it takes to win in this challenge, because it's free to enter this challenge.
Yeah.
There is no fee to register. You don't have to pay a dime to get in. All we ask is that when you're in it, that you promote it, that you
Right.
promote your successes, you promote your failures, you promote whatever's actually happening. And he knows that, and he's doing
And
that.
he's keeping
through
it
and through.
real. And he's also talking about his medical visits to the doctors, his highs and lows. He's crying.
I wanted to pause on him for a second, because I also noticed it's not just him, but there's people on here that he's never met a day in his life. He's only met them through the RBT community that are commenting and cheering him on and talking about his meal prep and making jokes, like a guy like Jack Bunch, which we're going to get into and show you him in a few.
Yeah,
But
and he supports the other people, and then they in turn support him. But the first time around, especially at the beginning, he was actually kind of introverted, which is his nature. And then he saw that he didn't get as much publicity, he didn't get seen as much, and he learned from that. And that's what's happening with a lot of these people, is they're learning from the past, and then they're really bringing it. So you can see him here. He's got the RBT gear. He's outspoken. Like the first video he shot, it was all dark. Like, you know, back when we did the first challenge, you could barely hear him. He was, you know, more introverted. And now you could see he's like, I'm going to bring this now.
And then he talks about the fact that he's got a son that's 400
I
pounds.
want to be that beacon of light.
Right
I want
here.
to be that inspiration for a community back home who suffers. 80% of that population suffers from obesity.
So he wants to do it not just for him. And that's one of the things that we say. If you're going to do this, don't do it just for yourself. Do it for everyone else that you're trying to inspire. He's trying to inspire his son, but
And his community back home.
but
Got a little click in his head.
but look at this intensity.
Get healthy too. This is what I'm going to work with.
And he's showing it.
This is what
He's
I'm going
showing
to
it,
work with.
baby. He's showing it.
280 pounds. Look at that.
Listen,
This is me.
it takes balls to
I'm
do
gonna
this.
make the best
It just
body
takes,
out of
it's
this.
not easy for everyone to
I'm gonna
just
shine
do this. Take
as
your
bright
shirt
as
off.
that,
280.
This is done.
That's it? Jesus, I was
Change is
315. I
possible.
wish I was 280.
Watch me.
He
I'm
lost
coming
some
to
weight from the
win.
first go around.
This
That's
is
really
my
what it was.
challenge.
Some of these guys, they talk like pro wrestlers now. They're so
Yeah. They need to,
They
like,
get into
shake
it,
the
man.
rope,
They're
you know?
getting into it because, you know, they have something to be proud of, and I love the confidence, because that confidence is actually the driving force, if they keep going, that will take them there. Look, this is one of our coaches. She actually helped put this challenge together.
Yeah.
If you don't know who she is, this is Michaela. Michaela's a phenomenal coach. She's working with a lot
She
of
put
contest
22 pounds
participants.
on Bill, 22 pounds of muscle.
Yeah. Second place.
Look at these
second place
guns.
finisher. So the second place finisher in our last challenge was coached by Michaela, but she also happened to coach some other ones that were notable, notable mentions in it. And some of these community-based radical body transformations people are commenting on their posts, because this whole thing, the whole concept that we're trying to build here
Look at Angelina.
is a community-based
Look at
thing.
that
This is a very positive community. This is not a community where people shame each other or insult each other. There's a lot of positivity and love. And if you're not a part of this, you need to become a part of this, because in the very least, you will see very encouraging people supporting each other.
Look at that. She's pushing, she's shifting some heavy weight there.
That's great.
And she's wearing the RBT gear
Yeah.
head to toe.
Doing the right thing.
Shannon always doing the right thing, always posting and promoting.
We'll show you her page later. Jessica is another one that's a
I
great
love
brand ambassador. Now she was also part of the first challenge. If you didn't watch her first submission video, if you ever saw our compilation of submissions that we liked the first go around, I mean, she had a video where she lifted her shirt and
She said, I'm tired of my daughter flapping my
Yeah.
stomach and going like this.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
that was really epic, you know.
it was a memorable
But
thing.
let me tell you, her working out, you know, when I was 315 pounds, I would look at people that were 400 pounds or 500 pounds. And I always said the man with no shoes felt bad for himself until he saw the man with no, those people would inspire me.
Mhm.
I had no excuse when I would see somebody that was heavier than me doing the workouts that I was bitching and moaning about, you know. Look at Nietzsche putting his own videos together with the music. You know, he's on the treadmill. I
Like,
mean,
this is a truck driver that's like a family guy,
yeah,
you know? Middle-aged, doing
Yeah.
that.
it's amazing. And she's actually new on the scene and she's posting a lot.
A lot of people are posting significant. I mean, you know, when you look at Roxanne's post here, actually, I have her page open over here because let me see, where's her page? It
I like
probably-
Roxanne.
is it
You
this
know,
one here?
first of all, she did a video where she followed instructions where she did the 360. you know.
Yeah.
And
Well, I'll show you right here.
and not only that, she's posting the prize money that somebody else. Look at this.
Trust me, this is not Photoshopped.
Not Photoshop. She says it, you know. Why did she say that? Because we put out a video that says don't cheat. We know how the cheating works and we're watching for it. She's
And
like,
she,
this
she
is
embraced that. She turned it into a joke, which is cool. And you know,
but it takes confidence. Listen, I tell you one thing, you're gonna gain a lot of confidence by being in this challenge and seeing it through. But the fact that she has this type of confidence to begin with, while she's not happy with herself, she said, you know what, the heck with it. I'm going all in. I'm taking the shirt off. I'm gonna show myself, because you can't. Here's the other thing. Don't underestimate this. People don't understand this. If you're really gonna see this transformation through, you only get one chance right now at looking the way you're looking. You can't go back and say, well, I wish I took more pictures. If I would have taken more pictures from my before, those before pictures, you only got one shot, and it's now. So take them, take the videos, do what you have to do now, because the after, everyone's gonna see. It's the before.
look at this. Look at this. Not afraid to turn on the red light.
But what's her goal? To view her bathing suit. She
Yeah,
can't see it. This is her
yeah,
stomach
yeah.
hanging over the bathing suit. I mean, that's realistic.
That's real talk.
You know, and even when you think about Jessie, right? Jessie, which we just talked about earlier, which I have her page somewhere up here. Where would she be? Maybe she's in here somewhere. So anyway, the bottom line is Jessie, right? Which I'll show you real quick. Let me just pull her up.
Jessie, she was talking about being naked in her very first video, and that she wanted to be sexy naked, which, you know, is something that maybe a lot of people don't say, but they think inside. You know, they're self-conscious when it comes to the bedroom and partners, and you know, she's somebody I
She
believe
said with intimacy that she would like to be in a situation where she could just easily take her shirt off and not have to worry.
Right there.
So here's Jessie Romero right here. I don't know why her name didn't show up in the search, but
now she's talking about quitting smoking, you know. She's like on this thing where, like, you know, now I'm going to try to quit smoking. I'm going to try to do this. I'm going to try to do that. You know?
So our community actually shows a lot of, you know, our people are showing off on the community, but they're showing off also in their personal pages.
Michael Patterson, the Kettlebell King. This guy will take a kettlebell on the subway. He doesn't care. He'll do it anywhere. You know?
This is a guy that said he was gutted after the first challenge that he didn't place, and he came back this time and he got an RBT coach.
That's
He was smart. He hooked up with Moko, and he's going all out this time. He knows what it takes now.
Yep.
And when you look at some of the people as they're working out, it's a great process to watch, because you really see the transformation happening before your eyes. That's another beautiful thing about participating, because even if you don't participate and you just watch, you start rooting for people. You start learning about them. You start seeing them. And we talk about this, it's like the butterfly effect, because what happens often is a lot of these people are shy at the beginning. They're like a caterpillar that's hidden in a cocoon. But then eventually over time, as they blossom, they eventually, with the metamorphosis, the transformation, they turn into a butterfly that they then want to show off.
It brings the best out of them, honestly. It really does. You know, Moko just climbed the mountain. Moko's always doing some amazing stuff.
So here's Jeff, Jeff. Jeff is showing off. I mean, he's doing everything he can to really, you know, be not just proud of his own physique and what he's got going on, but in general, he really posts some heartwarming, you know, really
well,
nice.
I mean, if you watch
messages.
his submission video, it talks about him wanting to end his life, you know, and so it's really heartfelt, you know, and that's one of many, you know.
And then there's some people, you know, one of the things that we look out for is are they tagging us? Are they tagging us the right way? Like, and you look at this post by Ray, he didn't really tag us initially, but at least he had, you know, at least he went back and said, let me add a comment here. He says, sorry, late on these hashtags as I'm new to this technology, LOL. And he did the tagging. He did the correct tagging right then and there. So I like that type of effort.
So
We're
here's
looking
another
at that.
comeback. This guy here,
Big Chad,
you know, and I think he's a truck driver, or was a truck driver. He was
driver, and he failed. I mean, he did not pull it off the last challenge. And, you know, to his credit, he's coming back again. He wants it this time. Yeah. And you know what? It's the cliche of it doesn't matter how many times you get knocked down, it's how you get back up.
We're going my official.
I mean, Anthony, how many times
nutrition
before you did it?
9 times. You
There you
know.
go.
But so let's see, you know, we're rooting for him. I hope he really does this. You know,
I mean, he's got a lot of personality, this
he's
guy.
another guy that, you know, talked about the kids at school making fun of him in front of his daughter, you know what I mean, for being overweight. Peter, which you should scroll up and see the other post that he posted where his wife actually left him. And look at him, he's got the 90-day challenge thing, which you can get on Facebook.
Right.
But look at him, you know, with the shirts and the shorts.
And he's all this guy is always posting.
But
and
this right here, look what he
gear.
says. He saw the documentary. He was determined to find out more information, behind the scenes stuff. And as a fat guy, he felt discriminated against and felt that he was a second-class citizen. You know, then he found the community, and he found the coach in Moco, and obviously him and I communicate. You know, I communicate with all of the people in the community.
But here's the message, right? He says, even though my wife recently left me and has filed for a divorce,
congratulations.
I fill the void with my new relationship of the RBT community. So I mean, this is the
she
type
doesn't
of
deserve
stuff.
the new you. Let me tell you that much.
This is the type of stuff that you see on here, and that we expect to build and continue to build. So, you know, so some of our standout people that we think are doing a phenomenal job are doing things like changing their cover images, not just their profile photos, posting video content. You know, even you look at Mimi. Mimi has a lot of content on
funny
here.
stuff too.
Yeah, she's got some good stuff. Yeah, well, you know, the good news is that they're always branded. Like when you look at the post, they're in the gym. She's in the gym wearing the shirts, wearing, you know, posting her day one. I'm sorry, her transformation from before. And now, again, if you've competed with us before, if you've been in the challenge before, you can still join. You can still join this challenge. You're not prohibited from joining because you might not have finished.
And you guys got to get the gear. And I got to tell you something. Michelle goes on there. And a lot of times we can set the prices for the gear, and she doesn't set it to make a huge profit for RBT. We really want to get the support out there for people. So the things out there are affordable. There's a lot of choice on there. There's a lot of options. Sometimes we even customize it based on the coach that somebody has. It's an RBT coach. You know, we're always really, she puts a lot of effort into that to really build that and make it something that's special for people. And you can see the results of how proud people are to wear the gear. So if you haven't got your RBT gear, you want to go on there and get it. There's so many options right now.
Look at Jack. First of all, he's amazing. If you look at his before, he doesn't show off his before pictures enough.
But his last name, right? I mean, this is Jack Bunch. And the fact of the matter is he posts a bunch and he has a bunch of RBT gear.
Oh,
if we had
his entire family too,
you know, right. And then on top of that, like, I mean, honestly, we're going to start giving out brand ambassador of the month awards. I think he'd win it almost every month. I mean, this guy is out there posting, promoting, doing funny videos. I mean, he's creative, shouting out his coach, and he's doing a great job too with on the fitness side of things. So Jack is in this. He's in this to win this, and we love everything that he's doing. We're noticing it. Obviously,
I mean, others. This is somebody that when Chad was really low, he flew up there to look after him and try to help him with his mentality. He's constantly posting and supporting other people. The people that do the best, are the most successful, are the ones that encourage other people and aren't intimidated by their success.
I mean, look what he does here. This is talk about creative promotion of this. Check this out. This is a play on the is it Dos Equis?
Yeah.
Commercial.
I don't always wear clothes when I'm seeing every time, but when I do, I'm fit.
You see that? I don't always wear clothes when I'm sitting by the fire, but when I do, I'm fit with RBT gear.
Yeah, man, he's an amazing guy.
Awesome.
The energy is just electric. And
yeah,
you
but
can see how
the support. This guy is supporting people like he's like, you know, like their family.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, and even Nietzsche does the same thing.
Been there. He's been there. You look at his wedding pictures. This guy was big.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Like he knows. And look at Jetty.
So Jet is our second. This is her second go around here with us.
What were we saying? That she reminds me of one of these 1980 exercise models. You know?
Well,
yeah, she's like a Baywatch 80s girl.
That's what you said. Yeah, that was what was being said. Yeah.
She wants to compete this time. She lost some weight. She's going through a divorce, and she wants to hit the stage, and she's working with J-Lo, one of our amazing coaches,
You know,
and she's gonna bring it.
these goals that give people a deadline, like saying that they want to be in a competition, that they want to step foot on stage, or that if they have a specific date in mind, those, maybe you could maybe touch on that.
I mean, honestly, you need to have that. It's so important, whether it's a photo shoot, whether it's a revenge body, whatever it may be, whether it's a competition like what we're doing now. This is the only way you're going to push yourself to the limit. But going on stage, it's a different level. And you know, obviously James has been there, Moko, myself, and Teresa are doing it now. It's really bringing your body to the ultimate level. You see what's under the hood when you get really that lean. You really get to understand what you're working with and what you want to build on. So I totally
Absolutely, Anthony. Actually, I want to expand on that because for years, since I was 16, I mean, I wasn't obese, but I had worked out for years, but I got in this like complacency where I'd go to the gym, I'd sort of eat healthy, and I kind of had like an okay body. When I got registered for a competition and had it in my mind, which was just kind of a one-time thing I was going to do, it changed everything. There's a laser focus you get. And the best way I can describe it is, imagine how you hit the heavy bag, just going to the gym and messing around versus if you knew you had a fight coming up. It's two totally different things, and the results are totally different. And it's very hard to simulate that unless you have that deadline, because that deadline scares you. If you're going to get on that stage wearing next to nothing naked, or you're going to do a competition like this and you're going to submit your after photos, you can't hide from that. And if you're really going to commit to that, when you're waking up in the morning and you don't want to do that cardio, it gets you out of the bed. When you're thinking, well, maybe I'll just eat this Twinkie or whatever it is, you're like, okay, I'll pass. Because you know what? You know that you're not fooling anybody when you get on that stage, or in this case, getting in this competition. So having something like this is so important.
To your point, when you're competing, like your birds of the same feather fly together. And so when you're backstage and you're looking at the other competitors, they were on meal plans, they were on point, they were doing their trainings, they were disciplined. Like, so now you're in another world with peers, you know, and the same thing happens here at Radical Body Transformations. We created that community virtually through our Facebook community group, and that just and it just cements it together with all the coaching and the support, where you're now in this room with everyone that has a like-minded personality and has goals that are aligned, you know, where you're eating on a meal plan and you're working out.
The wind beneath your wings too,
Yeah.
you know, it's the fuel that you might need, because not, you know, it adds accountability.
Yeah.
If you're putting yourself out there, you're doing a 360 video, you're taking your shirt off, you're doing these sorts of things, taking before photos, checking in. I mean, you're telling people, you're telling the world, I'm going to do it, and I'm being serious about it, because otherwise, why embarrass myself and even take my shirt off to begin with? So you may as well commit and finish it. That, and having that deadline, even on this, a 12-week challenge, that's a good deadline. Now that's just maybe step one towards it. So
look at the steps of some of the top people of the last challenge. How much can be changed in that period of time? And you know what? If you're having a tough day, if you post in our community, guaranteed there's going to be other people that can relate to that and say, I've been there, you know, don't give up. Here's how you deal with it. And that's, you know, of course, having your coach is important, but also having that community is important, just for the reasons you guys illustrated, that, you know, having people that know it, have been there, have experienced it, and can help you and can relate to you is just, you know, you don't feel alone. That's the most important factor, is you don't feel like you're just in this on your own and you're the first one to do this and nobody else can understand. And, you know, you mentioned this the other day, Anthony, sometimes people that are around you in your old life are actually sabotagers that aren't even supportive. You can't really trust some of these people, because look, I've dealt with some of the people on the RBT show where they had overweight friends and they got thin, and they said their overweight friends were jealous of them and did everything to sabotage them. It's such a toxic mindset. And when you get around these positive people, you know, you can get away from some of those negative influences and really focus. And, you know, there's people like that guy that you posted that, you know, he's going through a divorce. There's a lot of people that are getting away from people who maybe were negative influences in their past. And this is a new way to focus on something positive going forward.
Yep.
Here's our last winner right here.
yeah, this is the last grand prize winner. Look what she's doing. She posts now. Her name is Christy_inspiration
Look at that.
because she is inspirational. She's a winner.
A grandma.
Right. And she's posting, she's promoting the challenge. She also knows it's real. Why? Because she won. One of her prizes was a cash component to it, which was $5,000 that she put to work right away. And we sent her the money. And so she got that. She has an RBT gift card. She also has supplements from Species Nutrition, the previous sponsor. And she also had, you know, a very
trophy.
coaching
Trophy.
and a beautiful trophy and coaching. I'll show you the trophy because I happen to have it right here. But
Gotta mail it out.
yeah. Oh, but take a look
Yeah,
at
and they got like real trophies, guys. Like these are expensive trophies.
Yeah,
that,
We won an Inc. 5000 award. We won like entrepreneurial awards, and none of our trophies were as nice as the ones that we got.
Right.
You know, like even the ones that I won in like bodybuilding.
yeah, and some of these trophies you have to pay for. Like when guys get the thing on the Walk of Fame, they have to pay like 20,000.
Yeah, 20,000, 30,000. You know, I think Trump's, I don't know what he pays because they keep breaking his. But yeah, it's just incredible to watch everybody grow, you know, and mature. And, you know, social media is where it's at. And people are learning how to brand themselves. And look at this. So this is Ernesto's trophy here. His award.
That's our
These
second place trophy, right? That's a
this is
crystal piece.
Phil Peak, you know.
And here's Christie's, right? So Christie has the Diamond Award. If you didn't see it, it's a beautiful piece here. It says Transformation Challenge, and it has her name on it because she won first place. So that's just one of the components. This is a heavy, beautiful piece. Second place finisher was Phil. So he has this Rising Star one right here, which again is a nice, beautiful crystal piece with Phil's name on it right there. And then the third place one was Ernesto, and they also won a cash prize in addition to coaching, in addition to gear and a whole bunch of other stuff. So now they're looking to inspire others. And guess what? If they wanted to, they could compete again, because that's just how we roll. So people like Christy, people like Phil, and Phil, when you know, the reality of it is that Phil is someone who didn't even have social media before the challenge. Am I right about that?
He wasn't.
None. He got on social media because of the challenge, because it was one of our requirements.
Well, now he's proud of himself even more because he, you know, I mean, he's done a great job of putting on muscle, but he also did a good job of promoting the challenge and everything else that he's got going on. If you don't know what he looked like before and what he looks like after, I mean, look, this is a phenomenal job. And that's one of the other things that we should talk about, which is it's not always about losing weight. It's also about just changing how you look. When we showed these images to the panel of judges that were voting on this, they were taken aback that this was a 12-week change. This transformation that occurred only took place over the course of 12 weeks, and putting on that type of muscle and putting on that type of physique from having been as lean as he was is just as difficult, if not more difficult, than losing weight when you're really overweight. So it's not something to be overlooked. And now he's on social media all over it. So he's doing a great job of that. And of course, Ernesto, who also is our third place finisher he's always done a great job on social media of promoting the challenge and his journey. He's also a truck driver, and he's someone who had limitations, but he worked through it. He's working with a great coach. Mark is working with him. So is Phil, who's working with Michaela. And of course, we have our champion, which was Christy, who is working with Moko. So all of these people have one thing in common. They're working with RBT coaches, and that's helped them, you know, get to the next level.
Of the submission videos.
And you know what? That just shows how good our coaches are. That different coaches got totally different looks. And some people are biased and they think, oh, I need a guy coach if I'm going to gain muscle. Here's somebody in Michaela that's like a bikini girl that got Phil jacked. And then you have Moko working with Christy, and you know, you have all these different coaches who brought some incredible packages to the table. And so any of our coaches are excellent. And you know, there's not just one coach that dominates and got everybody looking amazing. They've all brought amazing physiques from different ages and different backgrounds and different sexes.
Sure. So this is one of our most unique submission videos that we got this go
Motorcycle
around.
mom.
Well, no, she calls herself. Well, let's hear what she calls herself right here. Let's play it with the audio on. Here's one of the first. This is actually one of the first ones we received. One of the first video submissions, and I thought we were gonna get a bunch of other ones that were this, this unique, and with this much effort. And we did get some, but she still probably takes.
It's still June 15th. You still have time to get them in.
Right.
Take some
So-
notes.
So here's Jen. Jen, let's look at her.
Hey, how y'all doing out there in RBT land? I heard that there was some kind of a contest coming up where you could win some really amazing cash and prizes. Just wondering, is there any chance that a lazy redneck biker chick like myself could get in on this?
So look at that, lazy redneck biker chick like herself. So 1 minute she's a lazy redneck biker chick, right? Who's in a male-dominated sport, because she talks about that. I'm in a male-dominated sport, and even though that requires, I guess, some confidence, when it comes to the way she looks, she says that, and when she looks in the mirror, that's when she really feels like down about herself. However, she makes a comeback in the video. I'll show you.
In a male-dominated sport, the guy
I'll show you right
comes
now.
to look out the window. Beauty, the brains, and the beach body.
Speaking of beach body,
Masculine genre.
here it is.
I'm back, and look at me now. I have started on a mission to turn myself into Redneck Barbie.
Redneck Barbie. That's what she wants to turn herself into, I mean,
Why not?
this is something that first of all, you talk about displaying some confidence,
Yeah.
she's showing it, and she's also getting her daughter involved, and,
Yeah, like
and she's,
that. Yeah,
she's doing a great job of really pushing it, Now this is,
fun fact, her landlord came home while she was in the middle of doing that.
oh, that's
He
funny.
said, the red or the red.
So this is Erica Chang, and she's a mother who happens to be an Air Force veteran.
Now
Obviously,
she's getting into real estate, flipping houses. She
Mhm.
moved out. She talks about her story. She wants to do this to setting, but she's an Air Force veteran.
she's someone who joined because she didn't see an ad or anything. She's been watching from a distance, watching what we have going on, looking at the community, looking at the different posts for RBT, even stuff related when Anthony makes posts and when James makes posts. And she said, you know what, I'll try my hand at this. And she's taking it very seriously. She's working with Jennifer Lopez, J-Lo, one of our coaches, not the one that's dating Ben Affleck. And she's doing it. She's ready to do it. This is a mom, Air Force veteran, who's gonna go through, and I have confidence that she's gonna do it. She says she's gonna do it, and I feel like.
And people think
She will.
transformation means you need to be morbidly obese. It
Right.
doesn't necessarily mean that,
A couple of other ones that we think, stood out to us. We watched Jet's video, right? Because Jet, and we mentioned her earlier. And we talked about what she said, which is she wants to compete, and I like the way she describes this. Now, one thing's for sure, Jet is a lot more outspoken today than she was in the last competition, because she knows that's something that it takes to win.
Right?
Like here, Dave Shorman, he talks a lot on this video about why it makes sense for him to join this, why he's doing it. He says he wants to change his life. He says he's tired of being average, and a win like this, going into something like this, changing his life, changing his body, is going to make
And he
him
realized some of the mistakes he did in the last competition. He said, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. I want to be noticed from the start, which I think is very important. Like when I watch a marathon, I'm watching the outspoken person that's running, waving their hands, wearing the crazy outfit.
Right.
Well,
that guy doesn't usually win, but all right. I had some
Well,
guy-
that and the African guy.
The Kenyan guy, the Kenyan without shoes.
Dave
wins.
here
I
is
don't
like,
know.
Dave's here is like, I'm done being the silent wheel. He's like, I'm going to be the squeaky wheel this time.
Wheel, baby.
And you could tell with his intensity.
Look at the
that-
intensity. Like, I'll fast forward
Yeah.
to the sections where he's really getting into it. He's dead serious. He's set on doing this, and he closes this video out with a bang. But we look forward to, he speaks right into the camera. He wants it. He wants it.
And one of the things he mentioned here is that, he doesn't have a huge weight to lose, like we're talking about. And he alludes to what he wants to do is kind of like Phil. He wants to add muscle this time. So
Well, he lost 35 pounds before the
right. He lost 35 pounds, and he's like, look, nobody really paid attention to me because he's kind of the quiet guy. You know, he's unassuming. He's, you know, he doesn't have a lot of weight to lose. And he's like, you know what? Screw that. This time I'm in this to win this. And you have to love, you know, that intensity is really what it takes to sustain the entire transformation. Because, you know, some people, they start off strong and then, you know, they peter out, and you really have to be there from beginning to end. And that's one thing we saw with results, because there were some people at the beginning we thought, oh, this is for sure, you know, going to be one of the people that places. It wasn't that at all. It was the people that stuck with it, that day in and day out, they worked really hard. And so you have to have that kind of intensity to stick it out.
She talked about how they
My
struggle to
desire is to
have a
have more
child.
children, and I need to be in the best possible health to do that.
She's very emotional.
And so,
This is now
You know,
Joe.
it's funny. I think she went to
And
And
college.
look, we're talking about it. We're
Oh, yeah.
talking about all these, right? So that just shows you that it's working.
It's the listen, she gets into it there. Now you watch her video too, right? And she talks about like all her struggles.
Jenny Garner, Jennifer Garner, however you want to call me, I go by all names. Legal name Jennifer Lee Garner.
It's very
So
fun.
I am interested in doing the 90-day challenge, the radical body transformation again.
So she did it the first time.
Hi.
She talks a little bit about, you know, some of her struggles. She has some depression issues. She has some issues that where she, you know, even having been suicidal. But it's not just her. There's others that are in here that talk a lot about that trauma that they're going through, and that this challenge is going to provide them an outlet of community and a support system that they expect to receive from it that will actually help change their lives, you know. And that's just, you know, it's just that's just the truth. That's actually what's happening here. And you look at some of these submission videos, it's really really good stuff. Any other ones, James, that stood out to you?
Yeah.
Oh, that Raquel girl did the singing video, but I don't know. It shows it there, but I don't know if it's a one that you can view. But
Yeah.
Anyway, Raquel Roy, who is with Moko, she's a great singer, and she did a whole like song about RBT, you know. So
Yeah, that was outstanding. I loved it.
you
So
know,
Vivian is a mother. How many kids does Vivian have?
I believe 4.
Yeah, so Vivian,
3 or 4.
yeah. She's also someone who, if you listen to what she talks about and why she's doing it, and you know, she seems pretty confident
this
that
says
she,
Raquel on the blue, but I don't know if that means you can't see it because of that. But you know, you could see the confidence and the creativity in some of these things.
yeah, this is the best one. Look at this, very creative. This is beautiful stuff here.
Matrix.
Yeah, no, but maybe we'll find it. That, by the way, this is just part one. We're gonna do another video where we're
Yes.
gonna go over some of the other standout individuals.
There's still time for you to submit your video, like James says, you know, submit them, really go all out, because we're really sifting through.
We're really watching them, obviously.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Yeah, and
like
we and
we-
I and listen,
we try to post some of the good ones on Radical Body Transformation's Instagram.
you know, you look at when you look at him, he talks really briefly. He says, why does he want to do it?
You know, I was
He
told
keeps
by
it simple.
answer a simple question. Why do I want this transformation? Well, you know, I do a lot of deep thinking about that, you know, figuring out the why. And I think ultimately it came down to, well, happiness.
That's it.
Over the past 4 or 5 years, I've become more and more unhappy.
He says that doing this is going to create a sense of happiness that he otherwise, you know.
Both of these guys, these grizzly guys, they lose some hair, they lose some weight,
Yeah.
shave their hair. These guys will clean up nice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
These guys are not bad looking guys.
yeah.
You know?
but that guy got mental illness. He talks about it. And Tamika, who's in this, she talks about giving a kidney to her sister.
Right. Yeah, we saw that. We were, you know, she wants, that's, you talk about, I mean, these are things that people are going through that you don't even know about it, but they're willing to share with us.
Yeah.
And it's already
Right
a
there.
start, you know.
She's from Australia.
Why radical body transformation?
So she's got a lot on the line. You know, she's got her sister's life on the line. Think about it.
Yeah. And everybody else that has their own life on the line, because, you know, if they keep going in some cases, that it's not going to be good.
Prevention is cheaper
Now we
than
have
cure.
like a bunch of submission videos. These are some of the ones that we have that we actually pushed aside just for this video. We're going to do some updated ones, and we're going to go
Yes.
through it again, and we're going to go through, it's just, there's hundreds of them. So, but keep sending them in. If you haven't sent it yet, send it. We're going to watch it. And, you know, that's just step one. And step two is actually posting yourself online, not being afraid to do that. And taking those steps are going to help you towards this goal, because once you post yourself online, introduce yourself to the community steps in, pushes you along, and then you get to make some friends. And believe me, that actually goes a long way. It's helped a lot of I'm just going by what people are saying from the previous challenge and how much that helped them.
Yeah, go to RBT, Radical Body Transformation's Instagram.
Right.
Open that up. We have some submission videos there. We're going to be posting as many as possible. We're just so backlogged.
Yeah, and I would not hesitate, guys, because you know what? You don't want to go overlooked. You don't want to be the person that's submitting this at the last moment. I mean, we'll obviously watch all the videos, but you know, you see, we some of these things are sticking in our mind, and that's something you want to do, right? So just from a strategy point of view, you know, do a really kick-ass video. Come bring your best and get it into us nice and early so we have a chance to talk about it. You know, share it in the community if you have the guts to, because I think it's really good for other people to see the video. You know, this Deb here, she sold her house. She's lost, 20 pounds already. And, it's just so many cool stories. And a lot of the people that are within the community, they see that and they kind of, they get behind people, and that's a really important thing.
Right. And so, what you're looking at right here is people that are wearing the RBT gear and have posted it. So, what we want to do is we want you guys, when you do it, we want you to tag us and we'll repost you on here. This is a new Instagram page that we just actually launched. It's RBT Market Shop. That's the name of the Instagram page. And so when we get tagged, well, people are wearing our apparel, we're reposting them right in here. So that's what this is about. This is about.
And you had Kirk here, just a little bit lower there.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a lawyer, and he was represented in a famous case.
All right.
And he's very active. If you open up his Facebook and his Instagram,
he's done a bunch of YouTube videos about how this has really helped him.
Mhm.
And he had to represent the defendant, who was the murderer in this case. And, it's something that's all over court TV and stuff like that. Nancy Grace has covered him a number of times, and he's gone on Nancy Grace and talked about RBT. People really get behind this. And, there's a lot of things that are lost in our society right now. And one of those things is that sense of community, especially with COVID happening and everything and people having to stay at home. This is a new type of community, an online community where people can go and support each other and, not be afraid to be embarrassed, because that's the last thing that really happens here. When somebody says, I've got this issue or whatever, people don't go on there and say, oh, loser. Like, people go on there because they have their own things they're dealing with. And they're like, you can do it. Like, we're here for you, that type of thing. And, I think that's really helpful for people.
Yep.
Yeah, some awesome stuff on here, guys. And we just want to keep sharing, and we'll keep giving you guys updates. So the way this is going to work is, as we go through this challenge week by week, we're going to do an update. We're going to do some video posts. We're going to do some live stuff. We're going to put stuff on YouTube. So you guys will get a chance to participate in some of that as well. When I say you guys, I mean challenge participants as they go along and their coaches. And so we'll keep everyone up to speed. And just because you may not have been someone who we spoke with, or maybe put on a video or commented on, or even if you're not in our video today, it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
This is just us going over some of the good stuff that we've seen.
RBT show, open up the registration page for the challenge so people know. So when you go to the website, rbtshow.com, one of the first things that pop up is Michaela, who
eventually it pops up if we had a faster internet service over there.
So basically, this we're in partnership with Magnum. And they're an amazing company. They have great products, and they're shipping their products over to. There's people that have them already that are posting with them already. So as soon as you go there, it talks about the winners from the last challenge, first, second, and third place. It talks about the prize. It talks about the coaching packages you get.
Their stuff is like awesome. Like, it's very colorful. Like, these are gold that are their these particular pills. This is for your brain. I mean, they've got so many different supplements for different things.
Yeah. And I mean, it's there's people that really love it and their stuff, and you guys have a chance to not only win. If you win it, not only will you get Magnum Nutraceuticals products, but even if you didn't win through, and while you're trying to win, you can, if you work with an RBT coach, you can have a discount on any of their products that they offer. So
Yeah, and the
inquire with
discount
them.
is so good that we can't even announce what it is.
Mhm.
So, you know, because they don't want to upset people. So if you join with one of our coaches, we'll get you the secret codes. And, you know, look, aside from the money you're going to save, you know, in terms of working with a coach and, you know, your meals and stuff like that, that a lot of our people find in terms of saving the money from the meals, you're going to be able to save money on your supplements by doing this. But the most important way that you're going to save by working with one of our coaches is to actually get results. It's like the difference between spinning your wheels for 5 years, like I was talking about myself, and not getting results, and actually getting results. And it's like, you know what, when you actually factor in the cost for that, it's so much more valuable. It's like, what's the point of spinning your wheels and getting the same results? And if you're one of these people, you go to the gym, you think you're doing the right things, and you've lost a few pounds or you gained a few pounds of muscle, and, you know, year after year, you're basically the same, you're not progressing. It's not worth it. You're just wasting your time. You really need to work with somebody, because you can see the dramatic results you can get from being with one of our coaches and doing something like this.
You know, Dexter Jackson, who I had the pleasure of meeting at the Olympia, who retired this year, he just posted something, and it is very clear as day. And Jennifer Lopez, one of our coaches, reposted it. And basically he says it right there. You know, he says, I think she posted it on her Facebook.
Oh, on Facebook, okay.
He says, you know, as a multiple Mr. Olympia winner, you know, I think he won into what year did he actually win?
I don't remember the year, but he won one Mr. Olympia, but he's had many runner-ups. He's won Arnold's many times. I think he's got the most contest wins ever as an IFBB pro. Competed for the most number of years. You know, the guy's like in his 50s or something crazy. And like his nickname is the Blade. So the guy that's the Blade on the stage still needs a coach.
Right.
So
He talks about it. Listen to how he puts it.
With one, sooner or later, we're all going to struggle with wanting to feel our best and look our best. And it can be hard trying to figure this out on our own. But guess what? Here's the thing. You don't have to figure it out on your own. You know, like myself, do like I do. When I competed for a long time, all these years, 22 years in the pros, I had a trainer. I had somebody that knows more than me. Not to say I can't do it on my own. I can do it on my own. But I want to take the guessing out of it. I'm going to put everything into their hands and let them handle it. And I'm just going to follow what they tell me to do. You see what I'm saying? And that's why I lasted so long, because I didn't think I wasn't the know-it-all and didn't listen to nobody. You know, I'm always wanting to get better. Well, the same thing with this. I want to learn how.
So look, I mean, this is one of the biggest stars in bodybuilding history, who's talking about it at this age, at this point in his career, saying that throughout his entire career, he had coaching. And the best of the best have coaches. Floyd Mayweather, like it or not, he's one of the best boxers in the world, right? He's one of the best people that ever stepped in the ring. He's undefeated. He has.
I totally called it too. I was going to say 2008. He won the Mr. Olympia.
Yeah, he beat Jay Cutler, I think.
He did. Google his image.
You're saying him? That Google it?
Yeah, Google 2008. What that guy look like?
2018.
20.
Sorry,
2008. Yeah.
21 Olympia.
Let's see what he looked like then.
He beat Cutler, I think, then.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, the guy was.
This is a guy that needs a coach, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. You know. And he's not a know-it-all. That's the thing, you know.
Well, listen, that was great advice, but we've always followed that ourselves.
Yeah.
You know, we've always felt that coaching is a good thing in every you know, aspect of life, really. And this is no different. In fact, this type of thing of getting a transformation you got to the point of even needing the transformation because obviously you didn't follow advice, because if had you followed someone's, professional guidance and advice, you wouldn't have gotten there. So it's just something to keep in mind.
Well, guys, so stay tuned for part 2 and part 3 of this, and submit your videos. Go to rbtshow.com, fill out the form, submit your videos. We're watching everything, but don't stop there. Actually do the transformation, get the coach and actually do this all the way.
Go from this.
Yeah.
This is a fat lolly. Look at him. He's
Yeah,
back
look
there.
at
There he
that.
is,
I look at that guy and I'm like, man, thank God I actually, got the right help and guidance, because I was trying. Remember all those times I tried? I was trying to do it on my own, and then if you watch the documentary, I was making my own makeshift meal with what was it? We
Well,
were
like,
getting
you grilled chicken. I don't
egg
even know. Who knows?
white wraps or something, and
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I don't
all
know
sorts
what
of
it
stuff.
was. Like thought it was.
By the way,
really
we're gonna have
smart.
some new challenge hats and all sorts of different gear.
Yeah.
We have this new logo, which is like a circular logo for RBT. So pick up your gear, pick up your new stuff, and
Well, I want to leave you guys with something that Phil said.
Yeah.
So Phil, who took second place, he happened to come across this challenge and he thought to himself, you know what the heck? I'll throw my hat in the ring. Now the guy is our second place champion, made really good money, got free supplements, free coaching, all that stuff. Unassuming guy, had no social media, just saw the contest one day, came upon it and thought, what the heck? And you could be that guy or that girl that just sees this and is on the fence and you're like thinking about it. Should I do it or whatever? You could be our next winner. You just don't know. That's the way it goes with something like this. But if you don't enter, you can't win. So, you have a few days to do
You can't
this.
win in any other competition. There's no winning money either. Even in the pro leagues, like you got to pay for coaching. You got to pay to actually compete. You have to pay. You got to pay for tanning. You got to pay for makeup. You got to pay for your pictures. It's nuts. We're competing.
and also they, a lot of people quit, man. Don't forget that a lot of people start, they don't finish. So, that competition that you might have had to begin with might, eventually dwindle down. So you never know who's going to be the next winner. It's a real
life
thing.
can throw you curveballs. You don't know who's got we posted the other day, a jealous ex or this or that, a stalker, whatever, that comes in your life and throws you off, and so you might end up, the field might be kind of clear for you to take the win. So you just got to do the best you can.
It's a win no matter what. Even if you don't place, it's a win. If you follow through and you have coaching and you change your life, you've changed your life. That's a win. Everyone's a winner. But the ones that quit, I mean, you're back to square one. So don't do that. Let's actually stick to something if you're going to start it.
Yep. You gotta be in it to win it, baby.
So that's it.
You never know what can happen. You could end up in the TV show. You could end up getting spotted by a supplement company and they want to sponsor you. Like, anything can come from this. Every day that you're out there is an opportunity, and you might make new friends, new opportunities will open up, but it's a very positive thing.
100%.
Awesome. Looking forward to meeting people virtually and seeing more video submissions and talking and reacting to them. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. And as we go, we'll get to celebrate some successes along the way. And we can't wait to see who actually ends up winning this thing. Good stuff.
Whatever it takes.
All right. Take care, guys. Be creative. Close away.
All right.